Hey friends! Welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today I wanted to do a video all about InkWELL because InkWELL Press is about to release their 2018 lineup in which they have released some really new exciting products and even introduced a bound planner. And so I wanted to I have a lot of InkWELL products and I wanted to go through them all with you and just kind of tell you what I know about the changes, what I love about mine. So if you're looking at InkWELL and you're about to want to make a purchase on launch day or soon after or something for 2018, I just wanted to give you my take on InkWELL and all I know about it from using it. So I have this horizontal, which is called their Flex layout, and I'll tell you why if you don't know. This is the calendar year, and I have this vertical, which is their classic layout, and that is their academic year. That started in 17 and goes to 18. So I also have several of their journals. I also have their quarterly planners. So we're going to get into all of that too, the journals and the quarterly planners. So we're just going to start by going through the two main planner layouts that they have. This is a flex layout. All their planners, they're bound. I'm sorry, they're all their O-ring planners come with an elastic band. Their new sewn bound book planners do not come with an elastic band. This is just hooked on the back. I actually love this feature because if you don't need to use it, you just tuck it right in here. And there's like, boom, there you go. While we're back here, let me show you this awesome accordion pocket and how it can house their sewn journal perfectly. And if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know I'm a big fan of their sewn journals. Now for 2018, they've made them a teeny bit bigger at everyone's request, which I love that they listen to their customers. And so they've made them A5 size for people who want to put them in like the traveler's notebooks and such. So they've made them A5 size, and so they have a few less pages. This one is 70 something, and they've reduced those a little bit, probably to be about the same size as this book. I can't remember the page number, but all their new products are already on their site, even though they can't be sold until launch day on September 6th, but they are on there. So their new journals will be this size. They will still be sewn, which is just beautiful, and they work beautifully. And they will still be the same paper, which is 120 GSM. And they're this gridded graph paper, which I absolutely love. And on the left-hand side, they have that little spot for you to have like a title box or a date, but that's not on the right-hand page. I have numbered my pages in this book for my particular use. Their pages do not come numbered. But they are beautiful journals. And this was one from this year, 2017, with this Helen Keller quote, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." And I just love the coloring on that. But what I wanted to tell you was that their bound journals fit perfectly in here. And at first I thought, well, yeah, that's going to be fat. That's not going to work. But actually, the book shuts perfectly and it still lays flat to write on. It really does. I've tested it out. So it works amazingly well if you need to carry an extra notebook around with you with notes. And so their new one will just be this size of their quarterly. And it fits perfectly too, and it'll just be a little bit thinner, so it'll actually work out better even. And so it fits in the pocket perfectly too. So that's just that pocket plus their sewn journals, just an awesome feature. And these sewn journals are only going to be about $12, I think they're listed at. Amazing value because that journal could last you like all year taking important notes and such. Okay, their pockets are amazing also. We're going to start back here because we're already back here. Their pockets work great. They come up high enough. They actually hold stuff. That's kind of a complaint I have about my ERIN CONDREN pockets. These pockets function amazingly well, and for 2018, they are even adding in a third pocket, one that kind of goes like up here in between here. So you will have like a third pocket, which is the full length of this. You could slip like a half a sheet of paper folded up in there and not even see it. So they will even have a third pocket going down on in here, which is like awesome. Okay, their ruler, all their planners come with their ruler. I will say, for some reason, it's just not as sturdy as my Erin Condren or my Get to Work book, so it's not my favorite ruler. Maybe they've improved it this year. I don't know. It works fine, but is it my favorite planner ruler? No. You don't have to make it stick out that much, though, because, of course, you can lower it, and it can still mark your spot. It goes in and out really easily, though. It goes in and out more easily than Erin Condren because it's made different. So here's the thing with this bound book. This one came to me always with this top ring giving me problems. So when I turn it, yeah, it does give me problems. But that's how I would use the ruler, sticking it like that. Okay, I love their covers. They're hard, so it makes a great writing surface. They are beautiful. They have a good feel to them. Love them. Just really love them. And their new cover designs for 2018 are just beautiful. They have outdone themselves with their designs, in my opinion, for 2018. So you can take a look at those on their site. They have this really pretty, what is it, hexagons. Even on the end pages, they think of everything. It's just like classy, and it's like leaving nothing like undone, I guess I would say. They always have an important date section, which are labeled by the month, which you can use for many things. You could use for vacations, birthdays, you could use for big events. I've started using my important dates for just recently. I started using them to write in our big bills that are only due a couple times a year. Like our HOA is due twice a year, our car insurance is due twice a year, our life insurance is due once a year. So these big bills, so that I remember when they're coming and I can look at the year and be like, oh, wow, yeah, okay, we have those big bills, which aren't normal funds. And I know Dave Ramsey people like use sinking funds or something like that for that. I could be wrong, but I have watched some of those videos, but I have not done Dave Ramsey. Okay, then you get a goals page, and it's broken down into personal, social, financial, health, home, dream big. Then with those same colors, you come over here and she's color coded 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. So you can write what you're doing at that point for that goal, and the color coding matches up. So it's like breaking them down into quarters to achieve them in your 2017 mission. So I have seen her show in her Facebook Lives, her 2018s. They are very similar to this. It's just a new 2018 color scheme. Her color scheme is still what I would call subdued, not bright, bold colors, but they're pretty subdued colors. But her color scheme for 2018 is new. I love that, how it changes every year, and she shares her inspiration for that, and I really love that. If it was staying the same colors every year, that's one of the problems I have with plum paper. I just get colored out from sick at seeing those colors. Okay, then you have your entire year at a glance. And then you go to her quote for the year. Each year she chooses a quote for the year. This one was from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And then you go right into your first month. So this one's a calendar year, so it's January, and it's tabbed. Now, your tabbed pages are not any thicker than the rest of your pages because they don't need to be. This is the best planner paper out there. It is 140 GSM. It is better than any other planner paper. And so her journals can only house 120 GSM. And even that paper is amazing. But because they're sewn, they can only house 120 GSM. And so the journals are 120, the quarterly planners are 120, which makes it very close to the Erin Condren. Her new paper equates to 118 GSM. But Erin Condren paper is different from this paper. And this paper is not slick, but it's smooth, and it has a really good tooth to write on. It's not quite as absorbent as the Erin Condren, which I like better. Actually, InkWELL paper is probably definitely my top paper to write on. It feels luxurious to write on. So I absolutely love their paper. Nothing shows through, barely even a Sharpie marker shows through, and I will show you that later in here. So if you are looking for the best planner paper out there, InkWELL has it. Okay, so her color schemes, she has 4 color schemes per year. It's the same thing for 2018, they're just different, and she rotates through those 4 color schemes for the year. So they carry over from the month to your mission board for the month, and your plan and focus, and your daily habit trackers, which you have for every month. I love the daily habit trackers, seeing them a month at a view, like that you can track 3 habits and just see them for the whole month. I love that. I love her mission boards. They're a pretty fun way to organize this type of information. Now she has little words: me time, home, health, financial, be social, dream big, and then some blank ones, some blank hexagons. I personally don't always use the words that match up to here, but that's okay because they're written tiny. But these kept track of monthly things for me, and I really liked them. I really liked the hexagon form. I loved how there was just a list form for plan and focus on things that I wanted to remember for that month to focus on or get done. And I love the habit trackers. You can check them off, X them off, color them in, or write like a letter in here for a code of like what you've done that day for that habit. So that's for every month. Right after your monthly spread, you get your mission board, and this is the exact same for 2018, just different colors, and your plan and focus and habit tracker page. And then you go right into your weekly view. Let me find a blank one. Now this is the flex, and in the flex, what that means is it's her horizontal. She calls it flex because it's flexible. If I hold this up close, you are going to be able to see, do you see that tiny dot up there in the middle? Right there. Sorry, the light may not be enough today. Hopefully it's going to come out okay. There's a tiny dot there, and then there's a tiny dot right here at the bottom, and those are your guide dots. And what you can do is draw a line right down the middle of that box, following those dots, so the dots will always help to guide you. And they're on the other side of the page too. There's 2 tiny dots. Let me show you where I've used this and actually divided the pages. So when I was using this year, I did actually test out whether I wanted to divide the page or not. And it turns out like some weeks I liked having the page divided into 2 different lists. Some people use it work home. You know, some people might use it to do's, appointments, and errands. So they can use it in all different ways. It's just a really flexible thing to have. Some people like to use her stickers, which can divide your boxes. Some people like to use washi tape, and some people like me, who are just a pen only person mainly, likes to just draw a line down there. I used, so that's what it looked like when I used this, and I would even check off my days with Sharpie, and the Sharpie does not bleed through with checks. You can see my check marks. Those are all done with a big Sharpie marker, and it did not bleed through. So now I did write with Sharpie more in here and other places, and if you're doing big writing, you can kind of see it on the next page. But if you're just doing check marks, because I liked a very visual clue of where I was in my week, that helped me. Okay, so let's talk about what's different in 2018. She has moved this up, and now she's writing the whole day of the week here. Like it will say Friday in a really pretty cursive script, and it will say Friday, and then it will say right under it like 106. So she's giving you kind of, I always felt like I had to go around the day of the week here. And so I really like that she's bumped the day of the week up to the top. I love that she uses as much page real estate as possible. Love that, because so many planners waste so much space on headers, and I just want more space per day. And that way she has a big weekly focus note section down here also. I love how she uses all that page real estate. I love these 3 boxes. The 3 boxes people use for so many different things. It's really however you want to adapt it to your life. What I used mine for religiously and never switched from was appointments and errands. So I used those for any appointments or place we had to be or big errand I had to get done that day. So if it was like a non-negotiable appointment I was going to be at or an errand that had to get done that day, it would be in those boxes. And that way it stuck out to me apart from the rest of my to-dos of the day. And I will show you that kind of. So you can see on the pages that I used, you know, if it was appointments, sometimes I even highlighted it, but my appointments or errands or soccer games. And so on days when I didn't have a lot, when I just had one, it was nice because I could visually see, okay, that's the only appointment that's ruling my day today. So that was simple for me. I liked that visual because for my life, that worked. So I could easily check over here. I know what was ruling my day. Okay, so I think we've gone over the main format. Let's go into, I did see my Sharpie test in here. Sharpie test just for fun in every planner I own. I have a video of this in which I did try a Sharpie in every planner I own. Not because I think you should be able to write in your planners with Sharpie, but because the whole planner would have to be cardstock, obviously. But I thought it would be fun to see how the paper reacted to Sharpies in different planners. And you can see that on the back of this page, when I wrote that whole sentence, you can see a little bit of the Sharpie showing through, but not terribly. This paper does really well taking Sharpie, like I told you. You can see the Sharpie coming through there just a little bit, but you could definitely use that page. You guys, I have planners that show through more and ghost worse on the page with just normal pen than this one does with Sharpie marker. So that's pretty amazing to me. All right, in between each month, I wanted to show you this page. Let's go somewhere. Well, I've written in like every one, I think. Okay, here we have one I haven't written in. In between every month, when your month ends, so here's the end of your month, you then have a notes and ramblings dot grid page. So it's just, you know, dot grid, and it's just 2 pages in between every month for your notes. Then it goes into your monthly spread for the next month. Then it goes into your mission board for the next month, your plan and focus and daily habit tracker page. And then it starts right into your next month. Well, now I'm showing you another month that had rotated to the yellow. So I kind of want to be able to show you. This was my favorite color scheme from 2017. She picked different regions of the country, and I think this one was named Asheville. But they even match, like the outline on the hexagons and stuff matches your monthly colors. Like that's a dark, dark purple on the outline of those habit trackers. And so it matches over here with your color scheme for that month. I really like that. And there you can see those hexagons on the mission board up close, and you can see what that looks like. So in here is that color coordinating the Asheville color. So it's like the purple greenish hues. Okay, so all the months are going to just rotate through those 4 color schemes. And if you want to see all the color schemes up closer, I do have some individual videos on each one of these planners on my channel if you want like more individual details, but I want to get through all these planners today. So at the end, you have a tab that says extras, and it goes into a gift list. I really like this. I did not implement it and use it this year, but I need to, because you can write shopping for, ideas, item purchased, and money spent. And not only in planning would this be good to me to like look ahead anytime I think of an idea for one of my kids or someone in my family, but it would also be interesting at the end of the year to kind of see like what had I gotten for my kids and other people, and how much had I spent. And then a little list for you, ideas for me, if you want to keep track of things that you might want for when people ask you about a gift. Then you have 2 pages that encompasses your travel. Not all those who wander are lost. And then you have 3 travel logs, so enough for 3 trips. It's all about your airline, your car rental, your accommodations info, if you like to keep that written down in your planner. Then you have movie night and good books to read. These lists are great to keep, because how many times, you know, are we like, oh yeah, someone told me about this book, but I don't remember. Or what movie did I want to watch next? Now, sometimes, of course, we already have that lined up on our Netflix or our Amazon Prime. And I actually try to go into my Audible anytime I hear about a book I want to read and just put it in my wish list so I can remember. But if you're not there or doing that or going into those apps, you have this to jot it down on. They also have a monthly bill tracker, which I really like the way they've done it. I didn't use it, but I'm thinking about using it next year because even for things that pay automatically, like my electric and my water, I would love to keep track because they pay automatically how much they are each month. So I could look across the year right here at a glance, one whole year, and see, wow, okay, how much was my water every month, and how much was my electric? One time we had a big water leak in our main line, but it only is like $10 different on your water bill. So that is what alerted me, is me paying attention to the water bill and being like, wow, no month has ever gotten that high. That's like $10 higher than any other month. So something must be wrong. And that alerted me to that. Of course, it was a huge leak and thousands of dollars in rerouting the main line. So maybe I would have rather not known about it for a little while. But anyway, that bill tracker, I think, is actually a really useful one. Then you go into a note section in which you get several of her wonderful grid graph paper here. I love this paper, and it's also in her journals. And I just love that little feather up there and the date and the subject. It's just so pretty. I love it. And I like this gridded graph paper. It seems to keep my handwriting neater. And I don't love her dot grid, but I love this gridded graph paper and love that box. And I just love writing on her paper. Like I said, it feels luxurious. And then you have a 2018 for Plan Ahead. She has even made this better in her new planner. So for 2019 in her new 2018 planner, she has made these calendars a little bit smaller and put lines beneath each month so that if you have events come up on certain days and you're planning ahead and you don't have your next year's planner yet, you can actually fill in those dates and have that for your next planner. Okay, so that is the flex option right here, okay? And so I told you what had changed for 2018 and what hadn't, so hopefully that helps. Now we're going to look at the classic option, which is only available, her classic is her vertical, at Office Max, Office Depot stores. However, they will not be in stores until October, even her new line. But she has said she will have a limited number of classics on their website on launch day. And it's already listed on her website which covers will be there. And then once those are gone, that's it. She's just carrying a limited number of them for launch day. And then they are going to be in Office Max, Office Depot. So you can't get the classic normally on her site. It will be in the stores though in October. If you really want it, then I would get on there on launch day at 10 a.m. Eastern time and try to snag one if you don't want to wait for it to go into Office Max, Office Depot. Okay, so this is the academic year, and this was bought at Office Max, Office Depot, because that's the only place you can get it. My sister had purchased this, and it ended up not working out for her needs. She's in an RV traveling full time, and she was really trying to figure out. She had gone to all electronic planning, and that wasn't working out for her because she was trying to just, keep less paper in the RV, but she figured out she needed paper planning. Anyway, but this one didn't work out, and it was a bit big for her. So it's the same hardcover, same thing, except when you buy it at Office Max, Office Depot, you get this explanation setup page, because when you buy it on her site, you get setup videos sent straight to you, which are awesome, from Tanya herself. And she also has an awesome podcast called Productivity Paradox, if you want to look that up. Some of them have been really helpful and super informative to me. Okay, so you have your fill in your name page. You have your important dates. All this is the same and the same color scheme because she does not change her color scheme till calendar year launch. Many planner companies, change their color scheme and their covers for their academic year launch, and then it remains the same for their calendar year, and so their academic is their big launch, but she stays with calendar year being her big launch. So this academic stays the same colors, same goals page, The only difference is you get 2 years of year at a glance here. Since this is an academic planner, it starts in July of 2017 and ends in June, yeah, of 2018. I should have that memorized. I shouldn't have even had to look. If it starts in July of 2017, it ends in June of 2018. So the colors are the same. I'm not going to go through that. Everything's the same. I'm going to go into a page spread here. So let's go into November. You have the same mission boards. You have the same plan and focus. The only thing that's different is the layout. This is vertical instead of horizontal. All right. So, but she also still gives you guide dots if you want to draw a line across here. So let me show you where those are. There's a little guide dot right here. You can see it. And right here. And so if you want to divide this page, if you want to divide your vertical columns into 2, you can follow the guide dot. Of course, you could divide it into 3s and you can just follow the lines anywhere that you want. You could follow the lines and divide it into 3s. Okay, she has her 3 same boxes in this planner, and I feel like the boxes show up in a darker color better, so let's go to this month just for camera purposes and because I'm getting a lot of clouds here right now, taking my light away. Okay, the 3 boxes are at the bottom of this classic vertical design. I would actually prefer if those 3 boxes were at the top for the way that I use my planner, but I know I'm probably in the minority and that's probably never going to get changed. But since I think of them as people could use them as their top 3 for the day, or I use them as my errands, of course, like I said in the other one, my errands or appointments. And I would love those boxes to be at the top. I would love that. And then I actually think I could use the vertical. But the way it is, the vertical just can't function in my head, I don't think. I've tried it with the boxes at the bottom. Because then if I write my errands or appointments down here, I'm just not glancing at that bottom first to check for things. Maybe I could train myself. I don't know. But, okay, let's get into this. Her weekly focus and notes are on the right side. So you start right on a Monday over here. Now that's a little bit different for me. Other vertical planners I've used, the notes are on this side. So my Monday starts here, and it was something for me to get used to. Also, I should note her weeks all start on Monday, and her calendar monthly views all start on Sunday, which is pretty much the norm for weekly planner companies. Okay, so that's the only big difference is that it's vertical. So you have Monday through Thursday on this side. You have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on this side. Now, in her new 2018, you will not have the big letter for the date. She will be writing it, just like I told you in the horizontal, in a really pretty cursive script. It will be written up here, the whole day of the week written out. I think it looks better that way. I'm glad she changed it. I like the new change. I love that they're always changing and updating. I love that they ask their customers at the end of the year to take a survey when they're planning their next year out, and they really listen to what people say. So everything else is the same. So I'm going to leave that shut. Actually, though, if you guys want one quick page view of the 2 differences, let's see if I can even do a same color month. No, I didn't pick the same color, sorry. But you have the horizontal, which is called Flex. You have the vertical, which is called Classic. The vertical, other than launch day, will only be available in Office Max, Office Depots. She will have both of these available in her new bound sewn planners, which means they will not have rings. If you want to know more about that, you need to go check on her site. They will not have rings, which also means they will not have pockets. Okay, they will have no way to hook in a ruler. And they do not have tabs. So those are all things to think about. And the bound planners will be cheaper. These are $54. The bound sewn will be $44. It's already on their website. Okay, like I said, my favorite thing about InkWELL is always the paper. Always the paper. All right, let's get really quick into the quarterly planners. I don't know where my 4th quarterly planner book is. There it is. I just wanted to show you all the colors from last year. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's her color from 2017. Her new quarterlies are beautiful and coordinate with her new colors for this year. This paper is a little bit thinner. Like I said, let me show you one I haven't written in. It's 120 GSM because being a sewn book, obviously you can't sew maybe super thick paper, doesn't work out. So I love these books. I love them for so many reasons. Because they are so lightweight and portable. Super lightweight, super portable, super thin. They can take a beating, you guys. I have folded over my books completely. Where's my Ollie clip? This one's from Container Store, but I know there's a brand called Ollie, but these are really strong magnet clips that can even hold your whole book. I have clipped my whole book that way before. You can also just clip, you know, a good section of pages, but these clips actually clip through a thick, thick amount. And you can fold this thing, you can use it, you can throw it in a bag. It's really hard to rip the cover. Although in one of my videos, I did try to rip the cover. I was saying it's really hard, you can't rip this. And I did rip this one. So if you try, you can rip it. But it's made of this really good, like, water resistant stuff. And it's really, these books have taken a beating. I used them for journaling because they are horizontal. So it works really well for a daily journal or gratitude. I used these for journaling. And they held up great. Let me just show you the other features. So they're beautiful. Their designs are. And these magnet clips are great. Like I said, mine are from the Container Store, but I know you can get them other places. You have the same hexagon design in there. You have your name page. Oh, well, let me show you. You do not have quite all the pages that come at the end of the big planner, but you do have your goals and your quarterly breakdown of your goals, and then you go straight into January. There are no tabs, okay? So let's talk about, there's no goals in this one because this is October, November, December, the fourth quarter. You go straight into October. But it's the exact same layout and design as their bigger planner. It is just, this is an A5 size. And up against their full-size planner, you can see the size difference here. That's the size difference. If you lay the pages open, you can compare how the monthly calendars look different size-wise. And then you have your flex right here. So I hope that kind of helps you size-wise. When you lay the page right here, you know, if I lay it exactly on the edge, there you go. Hopefully you can see the size difference. You are not getting a huge amount of space right here, extra, but it's a little bit of extra space, and it does make a difference. I can tell you that because I've written in both of these a lot. It does make a difference. Okay, I'm popping in this visual for you guys from another day, so the lighting might look different, but I thought about doing this to show you the size even better because I myself have gone back and forth on whether I wanted the quarterly versus the, what they call bound, with the coil. So they're calling their bound book this year coil free, by the way. So anyway, I know I held it over there and showed you size comparisons, but I actually took exact measurements and I drew it out for you guys so you can see this is the exact A5 page and how much space you are gaining on the page if you bump it up. Now, you can also see that there is, sorry, there's some stains on those pages, but there is a difference in color a tiny bit, and I notice this with every month. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but not that that matters that much, but it's probably just because this is 120 GSM paper and this is 140 GSM paper. So the color prints slightly different, even though this is the same month with the same color. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. You can see the color difference a little bit, and in the letters, maybe a little bit, and you can see the color difference in the boxes a tiny bit. So it's a teeny bit different because this is 120 GSM paper and this is 140. And you know what? It doesn't look like a lot of room. It doesn't look like a lot of room, a big difference, But I will tell you, as I mentioned before, from writing in these two books, if you need more room, I would definitely go with the bigger, the 7x9 size. If room is something, because it doesn't look like much, but it stretches, the box is bigger, it stretches your horizontal space, writing space bigger, and it actually does make a difference if you think you're someone who's going to need all your page room. If you are someone who writes smaller and won't need all your page room, then definitely you could go with the A5 size, the quarterly, or the A5 size that you insert into the binder of your choosing. So there's that. For what it's worth, I just wanted to draw it out for you and give you that exact visual. Because also the bigger book comes with the few extras in the back that the quarterly doesn't have. The quarterly doesn't have a gift list. It doesn't have your travel pages. It doesn't have your books and movies or your bill tracker. Every quarterly does have a few note pages in the back of it, but you don't have a pocket. You don't have the accordion pocket. You don't have tabs, and you don't have it all together. So those are kind of the things to think about as going the bound and quarterly. The only thing that bothers me about the quarterly, so you do have notes pages in the back of each quarterly. You have a few. The only thing that bothers me is if you are out with one quarter, like let's say, you know, I'm in March and I only have quarter one, but I need to plan something in, you know, April, May, or June, like I'm at a doctor appointment, then I don't have quarter two with me, so I don't have my calendar. One thing I would absolutely love, and I put on my survey last year, and maybe if enough people put it on their survey this year, we can get it to happen. I would love a book the same size as quarterly in A5 that is monthly only calendars. So it could be like a separate product even. They can still include the calendars in here for people who want, you know, to use the calendars in their quarterly. They're still in their quarterly. But a separate product for people who want a monthly only book. It could be the same size. So it could either go with your quarterlies or it could be someone who just wants a monthly only. But if I had a book exactly made like this with just monthly only calendars and then some note pages and it wasn't any bigger than this, I would absolutely love that because I would absolutely love that. They could, you know, put in their mission board and their plan and their habit tracker for every month too. So for people who aren't using it daily, they would probably love to have that. But I would love a monthly only book this size. I would use it in conjunction with the quarterly. And so I would have my monthly only book everywhere I was. So I would have all my months of appointments. But I really love the quarterly. I really do because it's so lightweight. You can throw it anywhere with you. And it bends, it flexes. I made my daily list on here in the back of this quarterly, and I just hooked my clip on here, and it sat right next to me perfectly. You can pick it up and you can throw it anywhere. The quarterlies to me are so versatile and can work for so many people. For students, for throwing it in their backpack is like just perfection because you don't want anything heavier than this. Junior high, high school, college, if you don't need that much room, like more room than this, and you want something really lightweight to be able to carry with you, this is perfect. So I love the InkWELL quarterly books. Like I said, I just wish that they would make a monthly that is the same size with months only. That would help me. Okay, some of the other InkWELL products, I just want to go through really quickly. They've changed them a little bit. These are their 2017 journals. I have all three of their designs, and I love them all. And I kind of already went over this one. They're sewn. They're beautiful. You can bend them. Okay, you don't have to baby these. They're really tough, but they're also really beautiful. They make a beautiful gift and can be used for so many different things. This is just a normal journal for me. This is a scripture journal for me. And this is like my everything book, in which I don't have to redo every year because it will continue over. Just important things I want to keep track of, and it will last for more than 1 year. And I actually made a table of contents at the back and it ended up writing what's on what page so I can find it easily. hair bands from Target, the material ones that don't leave, I'm sorry I didn't bring one in here, but that don't leave like the notches in your hair, those material like fit perfectly over here if you want to keep this closed in a bag. I show that in one of my videos about these journals. So like I said, their new journals are going to be the A5 size in 2018, and they coordinate with their new colors for 2018, and they're going to be awesome, and I'm definitely going to be buying some. So I love their journals. Now, something they still have left on their site, but I don't know if they're going to have new for 2018 because she hasn't talked about these yet in all their launch info, and there's not any new ones on the site. So I'm guessing they're not having them new in 2018 unless it's a product that's only going into Office Max, Office Depot, and she won't be announcing those yet since that won't be till October. But they're hard, okay, they're hard bound, and these O-rings work perfectly, these small little rings. This is their hardbound journal, and I love this one because it gives you a hard surface to write on. It's still a really good size. So it's like, it's A5 size, but the paper's A5 size, but you have the spiral added on. And the paper is the thicker 140 GSM, just like the big bound book, just like the big bound planner, because you can put the thicker paper in here with the spiral. And it's divided into 4 color-coded sections. So like the first section is the blue feather. So if you need to divide something by colors, the second section is the purple feather. The third section is the coral feather, and then the last one is going into a yellow and bluish. And so this is a really beautiful journal to work with too. I don't know, like I said, if she's going to have new ones, but I love these. You can walk around writing easily with it and use it for so many things. I think they call it the desktop calendar, but what I love about her desktop calendar, some desktop calendars don't have this. Hers has really good rivets to hang it by. And I hang it right in front of my little desk in the kitchen by command hook little hangers. And it works perfectly. And I love this calendar because it is extra thick paper. You cannot find another desktop calendar with this thick of paper. And so I can cross off days with Sharpies, even days that don't have sticky notes, because I like to cross off my days with a big black Sharpie. And it does not go through. I mean, you can see it in the back some, but you can't, it doesn't go through to the next page. I have talked about this in other videos. I use sticky notes. I wish they made white sticky notes this size, and I've said that before, but I use sticky notes because moving around and changing things so much, it becomes so much easier on the wall and also, you know, less messy. If they're on sticky notes, I can just easily take it off and change it and move it around. So I rarely write something on this calendar except for like Thanksgiving Day. I know that's happening. And it goes through her same color scheme, which, you know me, I'm a seasonal person, so I'd rather the colors flow with seasons. But as far as wall calendars go, I've loved this one. It's only at Office Max, Office Depot. She has said it will be back this year. In October, it will be going into those stores. I will be going to check for sure, and I will video once I get one and it's out there. It comes with this goals page, even in the back. If you have a big office and you wanted to tear this out, it's a nice, big, thick page. You can have it posted on your office wall. And it came with some cardstock, gold foiled little postcards, which I tore out, but they were really pretty and just a really nice extra. I know it was under $20. I'm thinking it was somewhere around like $17. And they even have these corners you can hook in, which I never end up using because I'm always flipping through pages. Really nice backed and pretty thick cardboard. So I wanted to share this other product since she did say they would be coming out with it again. As you can tell, I love InkWELL. I love their products. I love their quality. I love that their company listens to what the customers want by taking their survey at the end of the year. I really love that. So I just wanted to give you guys, you know, kind of a run through of all my InkWELL and give you a heads up on them in case you were thinking about ordering at launch this year. I hope it helped. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching and happy planning till next time.